The best iPhone ever will simply just fold into your pocket, and it will be called the iPhone 15 Fold. Apple have filed loads of patents over the last few years for their own foldable iPhone, and it looks like it could be coming very, very soon. So today what I want to do is I want to talk about the iPhone 15 Fold's release date and when we're probably going to get our hands on it, and also its features as well. But first of all, what we've got to remember is where we are right now and why Apple haven't actually probably brought out a foldable phone just yet. Right now, we do have the likes of, say, an iPhone, or for example, the iPhone 13 series right now, and we've also got the iPads, and we have quite a lot of models out there. Both of these devices are very similar. In fact, the OS is extremely similar and it's very simple to use, and also many features are shared across the platforms. The largest iPhone right now is like this iPhone 13 Pro Max that I have here, and it's a 6.7-inch display, where the smallest iPad out there is the iPad mini, and that has an 8.3-inch display. And it makes complete sense for Apple to basically combine both of these models together to ultimately create a hybrid device called the iPhone Fold. Now, right now there are other companies out there that make foldable phones. So we have the Xiaomi Mate X series and also the Motorola Razr. But the most common foldable phone out there right now is from Samsung, and that is the Galaxy Fold phones and also the Galaxy Flip phones as well. Right now in 2022, Samsung lead the way with foldable devices. They have phones where basically they have a screen on one side and screens on the inside, and also it's just one whole screen on the inside of their foldable phones, unlike other companies like Microsoft with their Duo, where they actually have two screens inside the actual device. Samsung are making just one large screen across it, and this is very similar to the Xiaomi and also the Motorola Razr. But the likes of, say, Samsung with the Galaxy Fold do have some problems. So right now we do actually have on the front, we do have that sort of long vertical screen, what's like about a 6.2-inch screen on the very front, but when we flip it open we have that larger campus, and basically a lot of apps are not designed for this kind of large campus on the main screen on the inside. They're more designed for kind of that kind of long screen what's on the smaller one on the front, like we have with the traditional iPhone and many smartphones out there. When we open up many of these apps on this bigger screen, what happens is we have lots of gaps and the apps just don't seem like they're completed or got a full polish on them, and it doesn't seem like it's giving you a really good experience with the Fold phones. Don't get me wrong though, there are a lot of apps that do utilise this space, and Samsung encouraging developers to actually, make their apps take advantage of the full screen. But with Apple, this is where things could be very, very different. Right now, they have iOS apps and they also have iPadOS apps. And basically what could happen is on the very front, if people made a foldable phone, that front screen, that long one, you could have the iPhone app version, but when you open it up, it could flip open into the iPadOS version of the app and basically utilize that full screen like what iPads do right now. Right now, for example, the Galaxy Fold 3's front screen is a 6.2-inch display, where inside when you open it up, it's a 7.6-inch display. And right now with the iPhone 13 and the 13 Pro, we have a 6.1-inch display. And the last generation iPad mini, not the current one, had a 7.9-inch display. And basically, as you can see here, this is a very similar sort of screen size to what we've got with, say, the Galaxy Fold. So it's more than possible to do this. So with knowing this information that Apple could possibly do this, make a hybrid device, let's have a look at some of those patents that Apple have submitted into making a foldable phone and trying to work out what the design could be and also what features could be inside their new foldable device. So the first patent that you can see here is probably the patent that Apple will probably most likely use, and this is basically a foldable sort of screen. It sort of folds over the top of itself, and this looks very similar to the likes of the Xiaomi Mate series, the Mate X sort of series, where the screen is on the actual outside and it's not actually on the inside, very similar to what like the Samsung Fold is like right now. And personally, I do believe this is a sort of route that Apple could probably take, in the sense of that you could actually sort of open up the device completely to utilize the full screen, but then when you fold it together, what you'd have then is kind of you just use one part of the screen, and to be honest, you could possibly even flip the screen over to the other side and use the screen on that side if you really, really wanted to. But the thing is, what you probably notice is there's no cameras here, so most likely what you'd have to do is kind of sort of open up the device and sort of access the cameras on the back here, but you'd always have to have sort of the phone open in its full kind of folded display to utilize all those cameras. But without that, you couldn't use the cameras if you just wanted it folded together, apart from maybe the selfie camera what could be on on the actual front. But let's have a look at the next set of patents here. This time round, as you can see, this kind of patent is very similar to the likes of, say, the Microsoft Duo. Now, with the Microsoft Duo, what they've actually got is actually 2 screens, and then you kind of have the hinge system in the middle, as you can see on this second patent here. And possibly Apple could do this as well if they don't want to fiddle around with kind of a screen kind of sort of technology, but like Samsung do, and get kind of problems with it. They want to absolutely perfect it before releasing it. But if Apple wanted to release a foldable phone sooner, they could possibly bring out this kind of technology first, with actually having 2 sort of screens, and then later on bring 1 full screen on the inside. So that possibility is there, but most likely I would say it's more likely that the first patent is probably going to happen, because Apple want to be innovative and they want to bring out something new. They wouldn't want to kind of bring out this sort of 2 screen sort of display, I don't believe, in my honest opinion. But let's have a look at another patent. Now with this one, it's a little bit unusual. This is a full screen wrapped around the whole device. Now it sounds like a really cool idea that you could pick up the phone in any sort of way and use it, but the thing I want to know is how would you use the cameras? So right now, you know, we do have the front kind of notch, or kind of like the hole punch and whatever was coming soon on the iPhone 14. How would this be adapted? And how about those rear cameras? Remember, right now with the iPhone 13 Pro Max, for example, you have those massive kind of lenses on the rear, and I don't know where you'd put this on this actual device. So personally, I don't think this kind of patent is probably going to happen. It's just something that Apple probably filed away, and it might not actually happen. And the same here with this next patent as well. This is a rollable kind of screen, and right now we do have the likes of, say, Oppo, who've actually invented kind of a rollable sort of screen prototype sort of phone out there, but not many people have adapted to this just yet. Now I do believe that Apple could actually go this way and actually have kind of a screen that expands out, very similar to the likes of Oppo, but I don't think it's going to happen right now, and I don't believe it will be their first device. But do watch this space on this patent, because I do believe Apple are onto something here with using this. Now these next 2 patents, personally, I can't really see them happening. As you can see here on this patent, it's a kind of like a traditional kind of flip phone, very similar to what we got in the ends of sort of the 90s and into the early 2000s. I don't believe that Apple are going to bring out a phone like this at all, even for, say, elderly people. It's not in their nature. Why go back a step in that? And also the same with this second patent that you can see here. It's kind of like a curved sort of iPhone with a curved screen. I can't really see why Apple would do this. To be honest, it looks like something out of like the kind of first Matrix film when Neo gets that first sort of phone call on that old Nokia. I don't believe that Apple are going to go with this. Like I have said, I believe it's more likely that we're going to see something like the first kind of 2 patents, the one with a kind of sort of all folded screen over the top, or possibility that it opens up with 2 screens inside with the kind of maybe the first or second generation sort of fold device. But it is really exciting to see that Apple are developing kind of a folded phone, and they're putting in patents for it right now. Do you want to know something else that is really exciting right now? Well, that is the giveaway that I am doing right now for this MacBook Air right here. And this one here is the 512GB option with storage, and also it's got the 8-core GPU, and I'm going to be giving this away to 1 lucky subscriber when we get over 400,000 subscribers. So all you need to do, guys, to get your hands possibly on this brand new MacBook Air is write down into the comments below of what Apple gear, or what technology gear, no matter what company it's from, what you're planning to buy in 2022. Put it down in the comments below, and when we get over 400,000 subscribers, I'll be announcing who the winner is of this international giveaway of this MacBook Air. So if you are brand new here, make sure you subscribe to this channel, and also hit that notification bell, because when we get over that 400,000 figure, I'll be creating a video to announce who the winner is with this MacBook Air. Now, with saying this, I just want to say something very quickly. There are a lot of scammers, a lot of spammers out there. A lot of them, and I mean quite a lot of them, are out there right now. I'm seeing loads per day, and some of them are impersonating me, even telling you that you've won a prize. Basically, ignore them or completely report them. I'd love for you to report them, because basically they're getting on my nerves, and they're getting on your nerves as well. Report them, please, or ignore them at the very least. But basically, do not respond to them, do not Telegram them or WhatsApp them. They're all scams and they're all spams, so please do not go and engage with them. Like I said, I'll be making a video when we get over 400,000 subscribers announcing who the winner is, and only at that point. So yeah, with that out of the way, let's talk a little bit more further about the iPhone Fold. So safe now in the knowledge that we know that Apple could make a foldable phone, and they've also submitted loads of patents out there, will we be getting an iPhone 15 Fold? The simple answer is no. We won't be getting an iPhone 15 Fold, at least not next year. But the good news is that it will be coming out probably in the next couple of years, most likely. And I think the main reason behind this, and I've said this before, Apple are complete and utter perfectionists. So right now, with the likes of, say, the Samsung Galaxy sort of Fold and the Flip, when you do actually fold over that screen right now, you actually do get a crease in the actual screen. And I don't think Apple want that headache of trying to deal with people who are going, my crease is really big in my phone, it needs replacing, and these screens are really expensive. Apple just don't want to deal with that right now. But like I said, they could make that sort of 2-screen option, but then a lot of people would argue, well, why don't just make the one big screen option like Samsung? But then obviously Apple will go, well, because you're moaning at the crease inside. But then having said that, there are the likes of, say, the Motorola Razr, who do a far better job of this, where you do get a little bit of a crease, but nowhere near as much. Personally, I think Apple want to perfect the technology on their sort of foldable hinge and with the screen. And over the next couple of years, that technology, remember, is going to get better and better and better. And I think they're just waiting for that opportune moment where it's in really, really good shape to actually use that sort of screen technology. Another good reason why they probably are not using this technology right now, or not going to creating a fold phone right now, is because the likes of the iPad. We do actually have the iPhone and the iPad out there right now. If you brought out a foldable sort of screen sort of iPhone, iPad sales will just drop down really, really quickly. Especially their most popular iPad out there right now, what is that $329 iPad, that's the one that was sold the most. Nobody would really buy it if they owned one of these devices. And I believe that Apple will probably want to push out more life into the iPad first of all, before introducing this. I do believe we will get smaller iPads for the next couple of years, but maybe it might disappear into the future. The other thing as well is you've got to remember, Apple are looking into sort of VR and sort of mixed reality sort of devices as well, where possibly we may not even need an actual phone or even a foldable phone in the future. Who knows with this? So, you know, Apple have got a lot of options here to explore in what they're going to do and when is the best time for them to release out a foldable phone, if ever. Now, that may have just depressed you in what I've just said, that basically they might not even bring it out ever, but we do have some leaks out there to say it is coming. And one of them is from none other than Min-Chi Kuo. And Min-Chi Kuo has even said here that he believes that basically then the first foldable iPhone will come out in 2023 or 2024. And personally, in my opinion, I don't believe it will come out next year in 2023, because I believe we're going to get a new shaped iPhone, traditional shaped iPhone, coming out next year with the iPhone 15, and I don't believe Apple will want to bring out the Fold at the same time. It'll probably be the year after that. But what are your thoughts on this? I'd love to know. Do you think Apple will be creating a foldable iPhone into the future? And if they did, would you get one on day one release, or would you wait a few years for it to evolve? I'd love to know your thoughts on this. And with that, guys, it's time to wrap up this video. So if you have enjoyed watching it, please do press the like button. And also at the same time, if you want the latest Apple news, reviews and comparisons, please make sure you subscribe to this channel and also hit that notification bell. Until next time, guys, I will see you really soon. Bye bye.